So today we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form, which we have all heard of. So this is called y equals mx plus b. Now, x and y are your points, m is for your slope, and b is for your y-intercept. So the y-intercept is what is going to hit the y-axis. So when you have a point here, this is our y-axis, so it's going to hit the y-axis somewhere. It could be anywhere. That's going to be your y-intercept. And then the slope is your rise over run, or your change in y over the change in x. So our first problem says, what are the slope and y-intercept of the graph of y equals 5x minus 2? So again, our equation is y equals mx plus b. So our m is our slope, and our b is our y-intercept. So if we look here, whatever's in front of x is the slope. So the slope here is going to be 5, and the y-intercept is -2 because it's -2. I want you to write the equation now for the line with slope of -4/5 and y-intercept of 7. So again, we're doing y equals mx plus b. Slope is m, y-intercept is b. So then we just plug in. So y equals -4/5x plus 7. And so then that is our equation. So all you're doing is plugging in what they give you. So go ahead, I want you to pause the video and try this one on your own. Now for this one, it says, write which equation represents the line shown. So we have to write an equation. So first we're going to, since we have a graph, we can just count our slope. And we learned how to do that in the first section. We just count the rise over the run. So it's going up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 2. So it's going up 4 over 2, and if we look at the direction, it's going from left to right, it's going up. So our slope's going to be positive, and 4 divided by 2 simplifies down to be 2. Then from there, we have to find our y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we look at the y-axis and see where the point is that it intersects that. And it's here at 0, -2. So our y-intercept is -2. Then from there, we just write our equation. So y equals 2x minus 2. So we filled in our slope and we filled in our y-intercept. This one here is a little bit more challenging. So first, we're not given the slope, so we have to actually find the slope and we have to find the y-intercept. So we have a lot of steps here. So we're first going to find our slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to label our points x1, y1, x2, and y2. So we're going to plug in, so we get -8 minus 1 over 5 minus 2. -8 minus 1 is -9, 5 minus 2 is 3. And if we simplify that down, we get -3. So that is our slope. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier. We cannot just pick a y-intercept. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So in order to figure that out, we're going to go back up to our equation. So y equals mx plus b. We are solving for b. We know what m is, so we're going to plug in our m. Y equals -3x plus b. Then we have an x and a y, though. So we do have an x and y over here with our points. It doesn't matter what point you pick, but I'm just going to pick the easier point, which is 2 and 1. So 2 is our x value, and 1 is our y value. So we're going to plug in 1 for y, and we're going to plug in 2 for x, and then we're going to solve for b. So 1 equals -3 times 2 is -6 plus b, add 6 over, so you get b equals 7. So then we're going to go back up to our equation and we're going to fill in b. So we've got y equals -3x plus 7. And now we're done now that we have slope and the y-intercept. So when you fill out slope-intercept form, you have to fill in the slope and the y-intercept. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and I want you to try this one on your own. And then lastly, we have graphing. So it says, what is the graph of the linear equation? So first we're going to have to figure out what the y-intercept is. So our y-intercept, again, is whatever's added or subtracted there at the end. So that's 4. And then our slope is -3 over 1. So remember, that's rise over run. So when we go to plot the point, we're first going to start at our y-intercept. So on the y-axis, we're going to go up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a +4, so that's our y-intercept. And then we're going to do rise over run. So it's going to be negative, so our line is going to go down left to right. So we're going to go down 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then right 1 and plot a point. Down 3 and right 1. And then you can also go up 3 and left 1. And that way you can get a full line there. So then you have a line. So that is our line that has a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of 4. And then for the last one, I want you to go ahead and try to graph that one on your own.